What's up, Jeff? Hey, Sarah. Hey, how you doing?
I still in that.
Hey.
There was some dates when
You videoing the meeting?
I sure am.
Okay.
Hey, Councilwoman.
Video.
How's everybody doing?
If you can hear my voice, clap one time. Perfect. Come on in, take a seat so we can get this meeting going.
An incident with the parent at AUD. We're on the scanner, so we saw that, and that could be delaying some police presence. As you all know, and why you're here is safety on East Warren is a huge priority, right? And it's really. Police are part of the equation, but they're not the entire equation, right? We, as a community, have a real duty to think through what public safety looks like for our community, right? And so that's really what I wanted to bring everyone here to talk about, to figure out is okay, we understand that crime picks up around the holidays, people are a little bit more desperate, things happen, but how do we, really, work together to ensure, a approach that fits our community, right? And how we can, as a community, look at better lighting in our alleys, better, more youth engagement. What are those strategies and things that we can be doing that can support our community better and create a more cohesive sense of community for our corridor as we look at public safety and how we want to approach public safety. So we've started kind of internally as East Warren Development strategizing around a few things, but we wanted to hear from you guys. What are things that you would love to see happen? What are concerns that you guys have? How can we, creatively together come up with a more cohesive approach to public safety in our community? And so that's really what today's about. And so I guess I will open up the floor for this is meant to be a roundtable discussion.
Man, so you won't believe the plow company that I had scheduled to come by the site and clean out the parking lot never showed. So made a few phone calls, zapped a text message to him, no response. So I am kind of in a pickle now. I'm trying to figure out a way to get this parking lot cleaned out because today we have a tenant moving in and the parking lot looks a mess. So trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm literally driving down the street now trying to find a person driving a truck with a plow on it to see if I can convince them to come to the site and clean out the parking lot. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be lucky or not, but here goes nothing. So I see a truck down there, and so I think I'm gonna just pull up here and see if I can get lucky. Let's see if I can get lucky. So as I'm driving, I see a truck with a plow on it in the neighborhood that I'm developing within. And I just take a chance. I just take a risk. I pull over, knock on the door, and luckily the wife of the person who owns the truck actually opened the door. In 2025, a random person knocking on the door is kind of like, who the heck is this guy? But lo and behold, the wife of the individual who owns the truck opened the door and allowed for me to basically plead my case. I'm like, hey, look, I got a tenant moving in today. My parking lot is not cleaned. I had somebody that was supposed to take care of it over the weekend and they went ghost on me. Is there anything you can do to help me? And she basically said, hey, look, my husband's not home. I'll give him your information and you can see what he says. And turns out this individual doesn't necessarily shovel snow professionally, right? He just has a truck, and he actually does a majority of his work for his church that he goes to. He keeps the parking lot clean for his church, and things of that nature. But he had a beautiful truck. Plow was on front of it, and I basically said, hey, look, is it a way that I can convince you to help me out here with this site? And he said he'd be able to assist. And so he cleaned up the parking lot really, really nicely, and in a short period of time, right? I mean, I kind of reached out to him or knocked on his door at about 9ish, and by 11 o'clock I got the parking lot cleaned. And so I would say that was a good that was a good thing, right? But man, these are the types of things you just have to figure out as a landlord, and one of the quotes that I got, I might have mentioned this in a previous clip, but over $8,000 to have somebody come out and kind of do it on a seasonal basis, or closer to $300-400 a la carte, whereas this gentleman is a lot more affordable, and even better, he's a resident in the community that I'm redeveloping within. So yeah, so I got lucky there, and now I just got to go in here and make sure everything is good for the tenant that's supposed to be moving in. And man, I'm excited. I am really excited. It took us quite some time to get to a point where we have the capability to allow for a tenant to live in this facility. And this is really, really, hard to put into words, but I am ecstatic. And, I just can't wait to have somebody in this space living here and enjoying this facility that we put our blood, sweat, and tears into in order to get to the point where we're where we have our certificate of occupancy, and people are actually able to officially live and move into this facility. So with that said, I appreciate you chiming in and listening to me ramble. I'll talk to you soon.